It started with a message, nothing unusual, just a name I didn't recognize. But then the messages started getting specific. Details no stranger should have known. Nightmare 1. It started late one night when I couldn't sleep. I was scrolling through social media, barely paying attention to what I was looking at, when a message request popped up from someone I didn't know. No profile picture, no mutual friends. Just a blank account with a username that looked randomly generated. Normally, I ignore messages like that. But this one just said, "You left your kitchen light on." I actually laughed when I read it. Figured it was spam or someone trying to be creepy for attention. Still, I looked up. The kitchen light was on. I told myself that was coincidence. Most people probably leave lights on at night. Still, I didn't respond. A few seconds passed. Then I noticed something strange. The typing dots appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. Whoever it was still there, still watching the conversation. I locked my phone and set it on the table, tried to ignore it, but curiosity kept pulling me back. Eventually, I opened the message again. Another message had come through. "You should probably turn it off before you go to bed." My stomach tightened slightly. I looked toward the kitchen again. The light was still on. I didn't respond. Instead, I checked the account profile. No posts, no followers, created the same day. That's when I started feeling uncomfortable. I turned the kitchen light off, mostly to prove to myself it didn't matter. When I came back into the living room, my phone buzzed again. Another message. "That's better." That's when the feeling changed, from strange to wrong. I stopped responding completely, blocked the account, tried to forget about it. But the next day, something else happened. I was at work when I got another message request, different account, same blank profile, same type of username. Only this time, the message said, "You take the bus at 7:10. I didn't respond. Didn't block immediately either. I just stared at the screen, trying to think, trying to remember if I'd ever posted my commute online. I hadn't, at least not recently. Another message appeared. "You changed your routine last Tuesday." That wasn't public information. That was the day I overslept and left later than usual. No one should have known that. I blocked that account too. Then I changed my passwords, all of them. Enabled two-factor authentication, logged out of everything. I convinced myself I was being paranoid until 3 nights later, I was home again. Same couch, same room, same quiet. My phone buzzed. Another new account. No profile picture. Message. "You forgot to close the curtains tonight." I looked up slowly, across the room, toward the window, and for the first time, I noticed something I hadn't before. From outside, at night, with the lights on inside, you could see everything. I called the police. They didn't find anything. I deleted all my social media accounts I moved the next month. But still, every night, I close all my curtains. If you're enjoying these stories, make sure to like and subscribe to Nightmare Central, because the next nightmare started with something even more ordinary. A simple friend request. Nightmare 2. I got the friend request on a Tuesday afternoon. Nothing unusual about that. People add each other all the time. The name looked familiar, but I couldn't place it. We had 2 mutual friends, both from high school, so I accepted. The profile looked normal. Photos going back a few years, comments, likes, nothing suspicious. The first message came about an hour later, just a simple, "Hey, do you remember me?" I didn't. but I didn't want to be rude, so I responded politely. Said the name sounded familiar, but I wasn't sure. They replied, "We had English together." Still didn't remember, but I assumed I must have just forgotten. That happens sometimes. We talked casually for a few days, nothing personal, nothing strange, until one evening, they sent me a photo. It was a picture of me, taken from across a room. I was sitting at a table, looking down at my phone. The message below the image said, "You still sit like this when you're distracted." I didn't recognize the photo, didn't recognize the room. I asked where it was taken. They didn't answer. Instead, they sent another image, another picture of me, different angle, same day, same location. I felt uneasy. I asked again where the photos came from. This time, they replied, "You really don't remember me." That's when I checked their profile more closely, scrolled back through older posts, photos from school events, class pictures, group shots. Then I saw something that made my stomach drop. In the background of one of the photos, barely visible, was the same person, standing just behind everyone else, not smiling, just watching. The date on the photo was from years ago. I didn't respond to the message, didn't block them either. I just stared at the screen, trying to remember if I'd ever noticed them before. Then another message came in. "You never noticed me then either." I blocked the account immediately, but I couldn't shake the feeling that the photos weren't old. The lighting looked recent. My clothes were recent. Eventually, I went back through my own photos, trying to figure out where the pictures had been taken. That's when I found it. The same outfit, the same table, the same day. It had been taken at a cafe I go to every week. Someone had been sitting close enough to photograph me more than once, and I never even looked up. I stopped going to that cafe, deleted my profile online. I never heard from them again. But anytime I'm in public, I pay attention to who is watching. The internet makes strangers feel distant, like they're somewhere else, but sometimes they're closer than you think. And the last nightmare tonight is what happens when the person online already knows exactly where you are. Nightmare 3. It started with a message request. Blank profile, no mutual friends, just one message. "Do you live alone?" I didn't respond, deleted it immediately. A few days later, another message request appeared. Different account, same question. "Do you live alone?" That's when I checked my privacy settings, made sure everything was set to private, removed my phone number, removed my location history, stopped tagging places in photos. A week passed with nothing unusual. Then one night, I posted a picture of my dog. Nothing revealing, just a photo of him sitting on the living room floor. I didn't tag my location, didn't include any details, just the photo. A few minutes later, a comment appeared from an account I didn't recognize. "He's getting big." I ignored it, deleted the comment, blocked the account. Then my phone buzzed. New message request, another blank profile. Message: "He sleeps near the couch now." I felt my chest tighten. That wasn't in the photo. That wasn't visible. I checked the image again. Nothing in the frame showed where the dog usually slept. Another message came through. "You should lock your back door." I stood up immediately, walked to the kitchen, checked the back door, locked. I double-checked it anyway, then checked every other door in the house. Everything was locked. I told myself someone was just guessing, trying to scare me, until the next message arrived. The light in the hallway just turned on. I froze because I had just turned it on. No delay, no guessing, perfect timing. I didn't respond, didn't move, just stood there. Then one final message appeared. You left your door unlocked yesterday. That's when I called the police. They searched the house, found nothing. No forced entry, no signs anyone had been inside. But something still felt wrong, something I couldn't explain. The next morning, I checked my phone again. The account was gone, deleted, like it had never existed. But a few days later, when I went to grab something from the hallway closet, I noticed something sitting on the floor. Something I knew hadn't been there before. A small folded piece of paper. Inside, just 3 words. Lock your doors. Something even scarier than this nightmare is not watching more videos from Nightmare Central. This was nightmares of the internet. Sleep carefully.